Hey there! Long time no see. It's been a while since my last upload, so if you've stuck around all this time and are watching this, I appreciate it. Thanks for being patient. I'll be doing my best to be consistent from now on. I'm aiming only for like one upload per week, at least until my health and personal stuff improves a little bit more dramatically. I just want to come back and start off with something a little bit simple, a little bit easier for me to do. Since I can't actually play the game for too long at any one given time due to a lot of fatigue I've kind of been dealing with and a lot of joint pain that's pretty inconsistent. I think I've maybe played like 3 hours of Dragon Ball in the past few weeks, but I'm hoping to turn that around, and I'm hoping to even maybe stream pretty consistently on weekdays, probably early in the afternoon. Anyway, in this video, we're going to break down a set between Kazunoko and Fenrich. This set is from the team draft tournament that took place at the very end of Season 3. If you don't know anything about this event, it included players from the finals all around the world, and each team had to draft the characters that they would be able to play in the event. So if these players aren't playing the characters you're expecting and are maybe playing something a little bit more unique, then that's why. That said, I do think that both of the teams we're about to see are really, really strong. I'll occasionally be pausing the match and breaking down some situations a little bit more in depth. Maybe we'll even hop into training mode to do that. Oh, and I'm going to blur out the scores so that you guys can't be spoiled on what match of the set this is or who wins the set. If you want to watch the full set or any of the really unique matchups that happen between tons of players from around the world, I will have a full link to that VOD in the description. I'm going to pause right away so you guys can see who's playing what team. On the left, we got Cell, Kid Buu, and Adult Gohan for Kazunoko. And on the right, we have Super Broly, Fenrich, and Gotenks. I actually made the mistake of calling Vegeta Fenrich because Fenrich is the Vegeta. Super Broly, Vegeta, and Gotenks on the right. We don't see Super Broly like at all coming out of Japan. And this situation is really cool. I want to go back and show this again. This situation doesn't look like a whole lot. It looks like it's just randomly tossing out a Ki Blast. But take a look at this. So Fenrich double jumps forward. He's going to be carrying this momentum down forward into Kazunoko's direction. Kazunoko goes up to meet him, but Fenrich stops his momentum. Fenrich would have been here to get hit by this jump late, but instead he cut his momentum short early with the Ki Blast and actually whiff punishes the jab. I just thought that was super smooth. It's a pretty decent conversion here too, all the way to the corner. Doesn't have a good way of getting a knockdown here, doesn't feel like spending bar. And this is a really common situation at a high level. So you'll see someone spark when they are in a really bad situation, because keeping your point character is such a big deal. Sparking early is honestly really strong as long as you have a plan afterwards. So Kazunoko immediately holds Vanish, and in this situation, if you see that the other person hasn't teched when the game kind of freezes, when you're holding the Vanish, it's sort of like a little mini pause button. If you see that they haven't teched, you can react and jab and get a combo from it. It's not going to be a good combo because it's a sparking starter, but you are going to build some meter, you're going to get your knockdown, it's your turn, and just a second ago, it was Kazunoko on the defense here. So Fenrich makes the exact same decision. He chooses to spark early, but his spark kind of gets baited. He actually has it get blocked by Kazunoko, and he challenges. He is negative here, but Kazunoko challenges with jab. Let's watch this one more time. The way this plays out is really interesting to me because Kazunoko actually jabs with Cell. Cell's jab does not reach after getting pushed away by Spark. But because Fenrich tried to challenge, he ended up moving his hurtbox into the jab and got hit by it. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Fenrich probably wasn't expecting Kazunoko to hit a button here, especially since it wouldn't reach, so he was trying to challenge and get his turn started. Now Kazunoko is going to be able to waste all the sparking time from Fenrich. So Kazunoko dealt with both sparking situations, his own and Fenrich's, very, very well. Going to go for the level 3 knockdown. Cell actually does get a left-right 50-50 from this, but he goes for kind of the fake cross-up instead, but that's okay. EX Rolling Crush in that situation can be a true, like, unreactable cross-up, and you can just meaty with a medium if you want to stay same side. But these aren't their main characters. These are, like, secondary characters that they're playing. Oh my god. All right, okay. We have to look at this. This is a really common thing that Super Saiyan Vegeta can do. It's really, really good for him to do this. So So he can make you block a Ki Blast this high in the air, and I swear to God, this EX Rocket Kick frame traps. So Kazunoko called this out with an anti-air, and I don't think you understand how Galaxy Brain that is. Let's go back and look at this one more time, because the number of things that fenrich can do to blow this up is wild. If he just fell here and didn't Rocket Kick, Kazunoko would be over here just whiffing a kick. Like, he'd just be doing an acrobat, like, split kick up into the air, whiffing it. He could get Ki Blasted again. He could get delayed Rocket Kicked. Fenrich could just run at him and whiff punish the kick pretty easily if he didn't commit to this. Also, if Fenrich did this EX Rocket Kick any later, if he did it after he hit the ground, he would no longer be airborne, and the anti-air would no longer work. So it's also a timing thing. So anyway, just huge call out from Kazunoko. It worked out for him here. Feels really good when you do that. It really sends a message, I think. Oh my gosh, so two things happen here that are really big. I know I'm pausing the game over and over again. I love watching Kazunoko and Fenrich play, so there's a lot to break down. First of all, Kazunoko goes for a soft knockdown. He doesn't have a great way of getting a good knockdown here, or he just doesn't choose to go for it. And in this situation where you get a soft knockdown, you can delay up tech. So Fenrich delays through the meaty, he doesn't get up, and then he delay up techs out, and Kazunoko chases him down. That's the first situation. Fenrich handled it pretty well. He avoided the normal meaty and presented himself with this opportunity because of that. All right, look at this. We've set up pretty much the same situation that just happened in the match. So it's going to be a soft knockdown. I'm going to delay tech through it, and then I can up tech out. And all you got to do to late tech out of a situation only on soft knockdowns, you can't do this on sliding knockdowns, is to hold down and then delay holding up. Don't hit a button at all. You don't have to jab or medium or anything like that. All you got to do is hold down and then hold up, and then you're good to go. Look what happens when Cell chases my air recovery by jumping forward. I can actually run out. And this happens because Cell is now pressed pretty much all the way into the corner, meaning I don't have to go very far in order to actually get myself out of the corner. He's basically touching the corner. I'm also basically touching the corner. Even though this might be sort of a frame trap situation where if I challenge with almost anything else, I could get hit, the fact that Cell is all the way in the corner and I'm also in the corner means I only have to take a baby step out in order to get out of the corner. And if I can dash out of the corner, even better. So again, if you notice that someone is forward jumping in order to chase you in the air, you can actually escape by running under them. But look what happens when Cell chases me by doing a neutral jump instead. I can't get out anymore. It just doesn't work. Let's see if we can pause at the right time to show this. There's just too much room for me to be able to pass him before the heavy comes down and hits me. Cell's jump heavy is also really, really good, so this makes it a little bit easier for him, but the same kind of idea will apply with pretty much every character. If they neutral jump and make you block in the air, you're probably not going to be able to dash under them. So if you're trying to chase someone in the air, I'd suggest neutral jumping in the corner instead of forward jumping. And if you are the one defending and you see that someone forward jumped at you and made you block, you might be able to dash under and get out. I know this was a big detour. Let's go back a sec. What did Kazunoko do? Did he forward jump or did he neutral jump? He neutral jumped. And what does Fenrich do? EXDPs. Isn't it great to just teach someone something and then be like, nah, you can just DP out? You actually probably couldn't DP with most characters because most DPs are really not this fast. But Vegeta's EXDP is so quick that it was able to hit before Kazunoko hit the ground, and Kazunoko happened to call his assist. He called Adult Gohan here, he got happy birthday. That is a huge blow for Kazunoko here. My guess is he was calling Adult Gohan here so that he could set up a lot more frame advantage, go for a good mix-up after getting Fenrich to block the JH. Let's go back for a sec, look at this combo. You can see he's trying to kill Adult Gohan, but he just doesn't quite have the damage. He goes into Go Tanks, but his level 3 doesn't happy birthday, at least not to my knowledge, so he has to go for the level 1. Really good awareness from Fenrich in this situation to just see that, okay, it didn't work out the way I wanted. I'm a little heartbroken right now, but what is Kazunoko's first priority right now? And that was to save Cell and Adult Gohan. So he pretty much immediately swaps into Kid Buu. Fenrich is waiting for it. Gets the 2H. Good damage here. He's going to try and bring in definitely Adult Gohan. He's bleeding the most. All that blue health is gone. And the super dash clips him for some reason. If we go back, I wonder what Kazunoko was doing there. See if we can freeze frame on the perfect frame. I want to see what that was. Oh, I saw a jab. Oh, yep. I see Adult Gohan's jab coming out. Snapback situations aren't super good right now, so it's actually pretty hard to meaty properly. Super dash is super active, so it lets you meaty pretty well in a lot of snapback situations. The only problem is just that you won't get a good mix-up anymore if you don't have an assist in order to make that super dash actually convert into some kind of pressure. It's just really, really hard. So the fact that Fenrich went for this basically meant he was giving up his turn at offense, but he was hoping that Kazunoko was going to disrespect him. He did, and he's able to get the KO for it. And now this game is all Fenrich. Technically still really close, but he's going to be able to burn a little bit more of this blue health off of Cell. He's got a pretty good life lead. Kazunoko does have the meter advantage, though. I think they both made a lot of really good decisions this game. Converts the cross up with the EX Rush Punch. I wonder if this was before the EX Rush Punch nerf. I want to look at that cross up again, because I just think it's cool converting it with the EX Rush Punch. I think this was before the EX Rush Punch nerf. And Fenrich misses the meaty, but slides under him there. This is a lot of really good awareness from Fenrich here, because he ends up missing the meaty, right? Doesn't quite get him. Kazunoko double jumps out. Now Fenrich knows that Kazunoko has two general options. He can either challenge on the way down with something that stalls his momentum, or he can land. Because he doesn't have a double jump, he doesn't have an air action anymore. All he's got are things like Super Dash, or Beam, or maybe EX Rolling Crush. He can challenge in one of those big, committal, scary ways, or he can just fall to the ground. Fenrich guessed he would just fall to the ground and slid under him, goes for the left-right mix-up, and gets the hit. Really good stuff. If Kazunoko had gone for Super Dash there, this could be a different story, but maybe Fenrich would have just kept running. Maybe he wasn't, you know, that's the guess. Maybe Fenrich wasn't going to commit to the button there. Maybe Kazunoko would have gotten anti-air. Fenrich is really good at these loops. Wasn't confident that he'd be able to kill with super there, I guess. Or maybe he didn't have a good way of doing that. And now this is kind of a heartbreaker. So Kazunoko challenges at a really good time, chooses a good point to mash. This is a spot where Fenrich tried to reset his pressure. I know I keep jumping back so much in this video. I'm sorry about that, guys. So Fenrich tries to restart his turn. He does one jab, stop. He's going to do another jab, but Kazunoko calls it out, jabs at the right spot. And I don't know how many Dragon Balls they have, but look at his meter. 7 bars. He does the full auto combo. Let me kind of move my head for a sec so we can see. It's kind of hard to tell because the icon's in the way, but maybe Kazunoko lost track. Maybe he was just hoping there were 7 at that point. If he had 7, that would have definitely turned the whole game around. But because Kazunoko did not have 7 Dragon Balls, what ends up happening is he gives up a good knockdown, and in this scramble, Fenrich can tech on the ground, he can tech in the air, and Kazunoko's really nowhere near him in order to challenge. Gotenks has much better options to challenge in a scramble like this. Immediate EX Rush Punch is going to track to the right height and get the hit. Even if he had blocked it, it would have been his turn. Really good awareness of the scramble there from Fenrich. All right, that was the full set, but there was one other situation that came up in a different match in this set that I want to talk about real quick, just because I thought it was cool. And let's see how this plays out. So, in this match, Fenrich gets the hit. He level 3s with Gotenks. And look at the situation for Kazunoko. Look at his health. Look at his resources. He has Spark. He's actually up quite a bit. He probably wants to save Adult Gohan here. So what's the best way you can think of doing that? I think for a lot of people, the safest option here would be to Dragon Punch and cancel into Spark. Because if you got the hit, you just get a combo. You'd Spark and be able to combo. If you didn't get the hit, if your Dragon Punch was blocked, you can cancel into Spark and make yourself safe. And in that scramble, it's actually really hard to challenge from the other player. There's so many things to deal with when your Spark gets blocked. You can hold Vanish, you can super jump out, you can challenge with a button, you can hard tag. There's so many things you can do. So let's see how this plays out. I've kind of spoiled what Kazunoko's trying to do here. And Fenrich makes that whiff in such a good way. He goes for one of the only meaties I can think of that would make a Dragon Punch that goes this far and this high whiff. The angle is just too perfect. Like, it's just straight up diagonal, the same. They're just parallel lines at this point, and they miss each other. And he goes for the optimal medium starter punish, although he didn't really need it at that health. Cool stuff. I love seeing stuff like that. This is almost the same idea. This is pretty much exactly the same idea as the now very famous clip walking through Beerus's DP. Because you know at that point, if he had blocked the DP, he would have had to deal with a spark. He would have ended up having to deal with the scramble afterwards and getting to avoid that whole situation. As Galaxy Brain as that looked, it was honestly one of the smartest things he could have done. Learning to use your spark more efficiently like this, and also knowing when to not do that, is a skill. It's something we can all develop and get a little bit better at. All right, and that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know this is a little bit of an older set, but like I said, I just wasn't physically feeling up to playing a whole lot. Right now, I just wasn't quite feeling up to it, but I will be moving up to some bigger videos pretty soon in the future, so I hope you guys can be excited waiting for those. I really do plan on streaming a lot starting this week, so please do me a favor and check out my Twitch channel down below. If you happen to catch me when I'm live, please say hi. Thanks again for watching. There's more on the way soon.